What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. I am Cynthia Conte. I am sad Giandra's not on the call with us, not on the pod. She wishes she was here, but I have the questions she wants to ask to Coach Red Spikes. Congratulations and welcome back to the show. How you
Thanks.
feeling?
Feel good.
Did you get some rest?
Yeah, I got a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, did it, this past week, the Canelo Crawford fight week was long. It was very busy. It was a
Yeah.
whirlwind. It was sometimes like a big dream and a nightmare all at the same time because there was too many things. On the media side, it was a little different. So you guys were busy training and getting prepared. We're gonna go through like a little bit of what happened fight night, but overall, you and the team, how is Bud? How's BoMac, Esau? Like, how are all of you guys doing today?
Everybody's good. I went over to Bud's mom's the next day and hung out with him a little bit, watched the fight. I watched it a few times, you know what I mean? From from after the fight until Monday. I probably watched it about 6 times.
How do you grade the fight from the first time you saw it, obviously live, and then the second time on TV, and then many times after?
It was a good performance. I don't know what grade I would give it just yet. I gotta let it sink in a little bit, but it was a good performance. Yeah, I mean, he did everything that we worked on. I don't know. I don't know what much to say. It was a great performance. He put on a great performance. Canelo did his best. You know, he had some moments. Man, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, really. I don't really know what to really say about it. BoMac and Saul, they're over in the UK. We're going to train Chris Eubank for his rematch
Hunter
with
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll ask you about that because I just saw something about a rehydration clause he's not going to do. Good. Good. Well, he's not wanting to, but that's another subject later. When the lead up to the fight, it was kind of like, what are the odds? Canelo, Crawford, you have two of the best. They're so good. And when Bud, he just wanted the opportunity to show his skills, like he knew he could do it. And of course, every fighter wants to show people that they can do the best, be the best version of themselves. But that night, my God, you know, everyone had it like a 50-50. Everyone kept going back and forth. It's going to be Canelo. It's going to be Bud points. What can Bud knock out Canelo? At one point, I thought he was going to knock out Saul at the very last round, like in the 12th round, because Canelo just didn't look like himself. But as you were watching the fight live, when you're in the ring with him, going through the motions, there's corners that tell them we're up, and there's corners that tell you, like before, even with the Sean Porter fight, BoMac is like, you're down. And Bud's like, really? Let me spring in action, and then won the fight. At one point, did you ever think, oh, maybe Canelo is up, or it was a very close fight because we didn't know how the judges were scoring this in
I
your
mean,
mind?
I knew that we was winning the rounds, but you just never know what the judges are looking at. So we had to make sure that in those championship rounds, we had been through that before with Madrimov. You know, we had to win the last 3 rounds, and we thought we was winning comfortable. So it's not always what you think. You got to be objective, and there's things. Canelo landed some shots here and there that you got to make sure that you're covering all the bases when you winning rounds. So it's like winning the totality of the round and finishing the round strong and not allowing any free shots. You know what I mean? So you just want to get the better of the exchanges and swim without getting wet.
There was things about shades of Bud versus Spence in there with the timing. Bud's timing, he is so quick. The punches he was able to get off, like Canelo would get like a two punch, like a heavy shot, but Bud would counter with like a 5-6 punch combo so fast and from different angles. I'm like, I don't even know what punch that is called. Like it's like it was so fast, and Canelo, you can clearly see it on his face. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? I don't think anyone can prepare for Bud. We thought Boots was able to. clearly he didn't do enough. But I don't take anything away from Canelo because Canelo is still a great pound for pound fighter. It just wasn't his night. Were you surprised in the press conference that Saul said, I couldn't figure out Bud's style? Is that something you guys have always known? Because, you know, we Bud, we can say he's a puncher, he can move, he's the best switch hitter. He didn't switch hit in the fight, did he? I don't remember him switch hitting,
No,
did he?
he came out southpaw and stayed.
Okay. I was gonna say he should stay southpaw. Does Bud even have a style for him? Because Canelo clearly could not figure that out, and he admitted that.
Um, that's why, everybody talking about Canelo wasn't himself. That's why he wasn't himself, because he didn't have a target that was standing right in front of him to hit. So he's, they said, oh, he's gotten older, this, that, and it's the opponent that's in front of you. I mean, we're older than Canelo. Bud is 37 years old. So, I
Mhm.
mean, it's just styles make fights, and,
And he was 14 months inactive.
14 months inactive, exactly. So, styles make fights, and we, like I said in interviews, we're fans of Canelo. We know Canelo's style. Like it's changed moderately from 54 to 60, and then he changed it, kind of drastically at 68, where he's this walk down guy that beats you up. And at 60, he was using the jab. He's throwing combinations, head and body, and doing all kind of shit when he was at 160. And 168, he kind of like just walk you down, beat your arms, kind of systematically breaks people down, and he punks people. He kind of punk you and puts you in your place. We knew that Bud wasn't, we had the right dog in the fight. It's like, he's not going to be able to intimidate Bud. He's not going to be able to just walk Bud down and do what he wants. He's going to respect his power. Um, I think that's the thing that they didn't know. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
something that you don't know until you get hit by him, is how physically strong he is and how hard he punches. So, I think, they didn't really know. I'm sure they heard, but it's different when you gotta face it.
They always said Bud has got to fight the perfect fight. I mean, he did get caught with shots, and um, I guess it was just the countering, it was his movement. But I think what really shocked people was that he stood in the pocket with Canelo. Like
Mhm.
he went toe to toe. Like I personally thought, I'm like, okay, maybe he's great. He's got great ring IQ. He's got great foot movement. He used that and he stood in the pocket at the same time. Was that the plan? Or did you guys at one point say, like, just, don't take too much punishment? Just, get it, stick and move, use your jab, use a 2-1, like a punch combo and get out of the pocket? Or, yeah, what was the plan in that aspect?
Well, I mean, Bud got multiple styles, and I've said this previously, he has a toolbox. He got a lot of things that he can do. So, when you're going along the fight and figuring everything out and making adjustments as the fight goes on, that's just another wrinkle that he added to the repertoire of things that he did that night. I mean, he felt comfortable. He felt, Canelo was slowing down a little bit. He can catch a read more on his punches, didn't have the same kind of steam on him. So, yeah. I'm fresher than you. I'm stronger than you in the pocket. My punches are crisper. You know what I mean? They're gaining respect. I'm moving you back. You know what I mean? So we did a little bit of everything. And with Canelo, he's like I said before, he's a smart fighter. So you got to approach him different ways. So I'm sure he wasn't expecting that.
What was shocking was that, Giander and I were sitting together and we were watching the fight. And one of the things that we noticed was that Bud kept going to the head, like he headhunted. I mean, I took notes after I rewatched the fight, and he threw 41 punches to the head, and this is in round 6, and less than 10 to the body. And I noticed that Canelo was throwing like way less punches. Even in round 7, Eddie said, you need to be more active, go to the body. Um, like I said, because they always say once you hit the body, the head falls. Was that the plan, just to always stay up there? Was Bud looking for the knockout, honestly? I mean, they always want the knockout, but was he intentionally looking for that? Just consistently going to the head?
No, I don't think so. It was just gaining, it was, keeping him at bay and keeping his respect. You know what I mean? Bud snuck some good body shots in there too. Canelo is a good counter puncher. So you got to be wary of going to his body. Those nice, sharp uppercuts. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And if he catches you over your knees or trying to reach for it, I mean, he's very sharp in that aspect. So you got to be careful just going to Canelo's body. I'm okay with the amount of body work we did. We could have maybe done a little bit more, but Bud, touched him down to the body pretty good with the jab, with the straight too. He threw a couple 45 hooks. You know what I mean? Like a half hook, half uppercut to the body, like he did that a few times. I'm fine with the performance. I'm okay with the amount of body work. It was a great performance.
Yeah, round nine was wow. Was the round. I'm like, it was really a back and forth, a lot of combinations thrown by both, and it got really people off their seats. I mean, we were, you guys, Bud was getting silenced at the beginning. He was getting the boos, and then after, then you hear Bud being chanted. Like, the fans were there to really represent, but overall, it was such an incredible fight. When he knelt down, I know you guys knew that you had the fight, but you had to hear it to ensure the win. Jandra said, she goes, Bud, or not even Bud, but you, BoMac, and Esau, you guys like froze in time. Like at that moment, what were you thinking? What went through your mind once you heard and the new?
I mean, they got it right. I mean, you never got the victory until they announced your name. So the 115, 113 was a little crazy, but
Hmm.
I knew we won the last three rounds for sure. So I wasn't, I mean, I was like, so it was just more or less relief that the judges got it right. You know what I mean? And then, you go into, what you've accomplished, and that was, yeah.
Yeah. The judging scorecard, as Giandra called it, everyone has bias goggles on. When I saw it was 116, 112, and 115, 113 two times. And like they always said, okay, well, Bud has to win the championship rounds. And some of the judges gave it to Canelo. And I'm thinking, when I rewatched it, I scored it 8-4 for Bud. And I'm not being biased. I'm watching the fight after the fact. So for them to have it that close and for some people to even have a draw, I mean, to each their own. But uh, is
You know,
it okay?
I think people are emotional. People are
Yes.
emotional beings. People don't want to be wrong either. That's another thing, that I respect a person that picked Canelo and they were wrong. And you can come out and say, you know what, I got that pick wrong. Nobody's always right. I get picks wrong
Yeah.
regularly. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with admitting when I'm wrong. But I think it's like something's going on in the world where nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be right. So what they do is they make excuses. They blame. Instead of saying, you know what, I was wrong. Bud Crawford is that dude. Give him his props. He's the best of the era, et cetera, et cetera. And I respect that. I'll respect the person for that. The ones that I don't respect is the ones that have a million excuses, or like you got on. Shout out to Snack. Shout out to Victor Conti. You know what I mean? They want to say and spread rumors and lies and shit like that on our team, and I don't respect that. It's like it's okay that you were wrong. It's fine. It's okay that you was wrong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just say that. As loud as you was banging the Canelo drum, you know what I mean? Just say hey, I picked wrong and Bud was that guy. And I didn't understand how great he was. You know what I mean? Real simple. You
And
know what
and to be fair, like the people who scored it or who watched the fight, I encourage you to rewatch the fight, turn off the commentary, and really pay attention to the punches being thrown. And then
It's not gonna
if you see it differently, fine. If you don't, then okay, that's fine.
it's not gonna matter
I
because
know it's not gonna matter. You got the belt.
people are zombies. People can't live with it. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It's like that, after Bud beat Spence, and we beat Spence beat Ugas and he beat Danny Garcia. But then when we beat him, oh, the car accident and there's all these excuses. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's
I
so
mean, did you see the tweet Errol put out? He said he was riding with Bud. And then I saw people saying, after the fight, they're like, damn, okay, we forgive Errol. What the fuck was he supposed to do with that version of Bud? Like
yeah,
it's kind of true. Like Bud is just he's special. And we got to see it. We got to witness greatness in him becoming a three-division undisputed champion
yeah,
on the biggest stage for the world to see. And like congratulations, big, that's such an incredible win. I remember the last time when we interviewed you before, because we're like, so what can you tell us about this Canelo Crawford fight? Like, and you said, I can tell you he will be a three-division undisputed champ. You're like, I don't know if it's signed. And we asked, how do you prepare? Did you, Esau and BoMac, prepare the way you did for like Madrimov? Like you studied and broke down every single fight, every single thing you can find on Canelo since he was 15 years old. Like, is that how far back you go into tape?
yeah. I mean, I go back maybe. I mean, we study together and we study on our own, and we just add different things to the mix, and we try them out in sparring. We try them out with our pad work, our floor work, and see how they work and see how comfortable Terence is with it. Also, got to shout out Chet Fortune and Bernie the Boxer as well. We got a good team. Vital, Paulina, and
Oh
Denise.
yeah, they were performing the food people, right?
Yeah,
They changed. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nutritionists. Yeah,
yeah.
Paulina, Denise, and Christine, Julie, Jessica, Ish, Harrison. Like we got a team of people that makes everything go. You know what I mean? They make everything comfortable. Mac, Dr. Mac out there, physical therapy. Heather, that works for the USC, UFC. You know what I mean? Like I'm just giving people their flowers. Tia.
No, please do. This is because you guys didn't get to do it,
Yeah,
and please do because this is your time to be able to thank the people that
yeah,
helped because it takes a team, it takes
yeah.
a village to get to where you are.
Yeah, Tia, our massage therapist, Katrina, our reflexologist. Like we got a lot of people that help our team out. And we don't they don't ever really get mentioned when they're in the shadows, but they're valuable components to our team. I just want to show them a little bit of love too.
There was a question that Jandra actually mentioned a while back, and it's pertaining to his food because he had to beef up. And we were curious of what does Bud eat since he doesn't eat beef, he doesn't eat meat. How was he able to gain that much weight in a healthy way? Like what is he eating? Beans? I mean, to make sure
Uh,
he gets the protein. Does he
he,
eat like fake beef?
he eats meat. He doesn't eat beef or pork.
So he
Turkey,
eats
fish,
chicken, turkey, okay, and
fish.
fish.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. I mean, I
How
don't
is
get
that?
all.
You guys live in Nebraska.
I mean,
Isn't the beef good? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's just different
I mean,
reasons why people don't eat meat.
I eat beef. I mean, he doesn't. He hasn't eaten beef in over a decade, 10, 15 years or so. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Oh, I didn't know if you saw some of his meals because we always just we thought about that. And I'm like, there's only so much snack product you can do, but you have to feed the muscles of actual food. So I'm thinking maybe like beans. Imagine the gas that Terrence had if he was eating a lot of lentil beans and whatnot.
I
Poor you
don't.
guys.
I don't know exactly what he was eating on a day-to-day basis, but it was really maintaining the weight. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
was not letting him get too low because he would have gotten under 168. He's not a 168 pounder by nature. You know what I mean? We just with our strength coach and Chet Fortune and our nutritionist, like they kept his weight up, they kept his build up, like whatever. That's not my. That's nothing I can really
you didn't
speak.
know.
I can't
You
really answer that. You have to get them on here to answer.
I'd love to get them. I mean, I would love because I'm so curious about that because that is really a big part of training is not just being in the gym, it's the food you eat to keep you nourished. Now, one thing I remember people kept talking about will his weight, his power carry through if he moves up in weight. It sure did. It sure did. He really silenced a lot of people. Like he said, I'm gonna make a lot of people cry, get the tissues ready.
Yeah,
He did.
I mean, it was pretty much his natural weight, so It was just sculpting his body and keeping his strength. And, like it's, when you were cutting weights, you're getting weaker. When you gotta make 54 and 47 in those weights, like you're weaker. So you're not might not be as explosive or dynamic, you know what I mean? But when you're at your natural pretty much walk around weight, and then you just got to get in shape, and you ain't got to worry about cutting. I mean, it's just just kind of that's an advantage.
I
That's
mean,
a,
when you think about it, if let's just say I don't know what Crawford obviously walks around like, let's just say 160, let's for 170. And he was cutting down to 140, 130, 147. I mean, they always say you should try to fight a little bit towards your weight, but the amount of weight that people have to cut is madness.
I
But
mean, with nutrition, it depends on the person, depends on their body. Like
and he's clean. He
he's
doesn't, yeah,
he's
he's
he don't drink, he don't. You know what I mean? So it's like with no weight cut is easy per se, but I never maybe a couple times at 35, but had a couple problems making 35. You know what I mean? He was just too big for the weight out, and we had to move up. But other than that, it wasn't never been too many like serious problems making weight.
yeah.
But it's just his discipline and his lifestyle, and the weight comes off like the hard work. That's what training camp is for.
I can't wait to see what Bud, because I know that he's gonna go talk to his team because I saw Turkey's like, I wonder if David Benavidez can move down. I wonder if I mean, if Crawford, honestly, if Crawford retired right now, he's good. I think I don't know what else more. He could go down to 160, collect those belts. But Giandra made a very valid point. She's like, there's Janibek, Erislandy Lara, and Adamas. Let's just say hypothetically, Turkey does put money behind it. Hypothetically, could they sell on Netflix? Crawford sure can. We don't know about the others, but those are great fights because they all have the belts, and Janibek would be a great fight, but for Netflix, I don't know. In your mind, Red, like you're not even part of Team Bud right now. Like as a fan, what would you like, Crawford? Would you mind him riding off into sunset, go enjoy the fruits of your labor, work on the gym, and just maybe go learn other sports, go learn horseback riding, like he said.
My personal feelings. He's been fighting since he was 7 years old. He's 37, soon to be 38. That is what? How many years is that?
7, 17, like
30
30 years.
years. I wouldn't mind seeing him hang it up. The amount of training, sparring, and fights and things you put your body through.
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him retire. Just personally as his brother, forget being a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, just as his big brother, like I would like to see him retire. But ultimately it's up to him because he's still got good mouths. He's still, healthy. Everything, he's not having any major problems. And it showed in the Canelo fight that he could go a couple more times if he wanted to at the top level. But
He had he had nothing except for that headbutt, but he
yeah,
looked like he wasn't even in a fight.
right.
Wild.
Right. So, that's my personal feelings. It's up to him though. But whatever
Yeah.
he down with, I'm down with. But when we have a conversation, he asks me my opinion or he watches this, like, yeah, I wouldn't mind him just riding off into the sunset, set, enjoying his family, enjoying vacations, and putting his feet up.
There's one thing I've always wondered since, when I asked you about when you guys watch tape, you, Esau, and BoMac, what exactly is your role? So when you guys take your notes and you collaborate, BoMac is the head trainer, he's the voice. When you guys bring in your notes of Canelo does this, Bud should do this, and all of you guys, what is your actual role? Like, I know you're a trainer also. How does your role fit in the fat or the things that you studied applicable into all of theirs?
I mean, we've been doing this for years.
Yeah, but for people who don't know boxing and they've now become a huge fan and they're like, why are there three trainers? So let's just make it, for the people who don't know, layman terms.
We just put our collaborative minds together and come up with a plan. That's what we
Do
do.
you do you hold the pads? Because I know Bomac will wear the body, and so sometimes Issa I see him holding. Do
We all do. We
you
all are
all do?
we
Okay.
all are interchangeable. Like, it just depends on the day. Certain days we do certain things. I might hold the shield one day. I might hold the pads the next day. I might hold the paddles one day. BoMac might hold the pads one day. He might want to work with Bernie on the pads after sparring. Like it just depends. It just, we all interchangeable in what we do. So, you
And
know,
BoMac is the only voice he hears in the corner, correct?
Saul as well. I mean, he hears all of our voices.
Okay.
Yeah.
I because sometimes if there's too many voices, it's like, who do you listen to?
During the course of a round, we were all, saying, like me and BoMac pretty much are yelling instructions.
Yeah.
And so was not very loud. So might tap me and be like, Red, tell him to keep his left hand. Or I'd be like, keep your left hand up. I mean, like, he'll let me know and I'll yell it to him because me and BoMac are loud. I mean, we can we can yell over the crowd. So yeah. But in the corner, it's just kind of vital to hear one voice or maybe two, but you don't ever want to overtalk each other and you want to be on the same page. So you don't want one person to be in the corner and be like, okay, we'll go southpaw, and then the other coaches tell them, no, go orthodox.
Hmm.
That would be a conflict. So everything that we do is collaborative. You know what I mean? Because while we're actually sitting in the corner, we're talking to each other. Like I don't like how he pulled out. I don't. You got to pick up on his jab more. This, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying, BoMac and Saul are hearing or listening to, and what they're saying, I'm listening to. So it's like they go up and they relay the message because there's no point for all three of us to be barking message.
Instructions, yeah. And you watch the fight back as many times as you did because now you hear sound. Because I didn't hear the sound when we were there. I didn't hear the corners. I would have to, I learned watching Netflix. Were you surprised at like Eddie Reynoso, like Canelo's team, what they were saying in their corner of what was happening in the fight, of what they were lacking and what they needed to do?
Well, they were talking in Spanish, so
Oh.
I didn't get a lot of it. I know that he said he needed to get busier, and I heard a bao. I know that means go to the body. So I couldn't really decipher what they were saying. I do like how our corner worked, how our corner looked, the instructions that BoMac and Saul gave. Dr. Conroy worked on that cut and had, it was just like nothing. So I love how our corner did our job, and we were the better corner that night. So
Yeah.
shout out to Team Crawford.
Yeah, no, shout out to Team Crawford. Congratulations on a massive, massive, massive statement and massive win. Three division undisputed, the only male. So now I can't wait to see what he does. If he retires off into sunset, does he do exhibitions? I keep saying, I go, we mentioned this since he plays so many damn sports. It's like he should really have a reality show of like, can you beat Terence Crawford at this? Like, go
Yeah,
pick up some random sport and like I don't know. Like there's something on I just saw on ESPN. I kid you not.
I think that'll be good.
Something robots. You like it looks like Rock'em Sock'em robots, but they build actual robots out of like scrap metal and wood, and you get there and you fight them. This is on ESPN, guys. They took boxing off for that. I'm
Uh,
saying I think that would be a fun show for Terrence. He played. Does he play golf? Oh, probably.
I don't know how avid of golfer that he is. We go to Top Golf.
Hmm.
I don't know about him going on. I don't know. He might. Ain't no telling, but do a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, because he was
I
just
can't,
playing
I,
basketball the other day.
I can't keep up with everything that he does. He's active.
Yeah, like his kids are, I mean, them Crawford genes.
They're all going.
Deandre, the little the when his daughter Deandra mentioned it yesterday, because when we shot, she's like her shoe fell off. She was able to still put it on and still win. I'm like, right? Like that's insane. Oh, well, I can't wait to see what he has in store, what he's going to decide next in his future. Are you, by any chance, do you know, does he have like a deal with Turkey? Like Canelo has two more fights with him for Riyadh season. Does Bud have something like that, or is it like case by case, fight by fight? If you can disclose.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Okay.
I don't even deal with the business part for real. I just work focus on the coaching.
You just show up when they're like, it's work time.
I'm go to work.
All right. Now we had Lester Martinez and Christian Mbilli. They were not they were the third fight up. Man, it was a draw. I thought Lester was going to pull it off. I mean, based on what I saw, What a fight. Fight. It was the second fight of the night. Lester Martinez helped Crawford get ready. And when I saw the way Lester was throwing, I'm like, oh my God, he threw those hellacious punches at Crawford to get ready for Canelo.
Yeah,
Now, I was like, damn, I've
yeah.
never seen so many uppercuts thrown in a fight, and I'm all about uppercuts. I'm like, no one has been knocked out. This is some good stuff. But the WBC has now announced a rematch against them. So back to the drawing board. Have you watched that fight back and what Lester needs to do different and what happens?
Well, while that fight was going on, I was watching Canelo's hand wraps and watching him glove up. And his locker room is like an hour away from our locker room. So they had to like transport me over there by golf cart. And I came back and I went back. So I was able to see 3 rounds while we were there. When I kind of watched it the other day, because I've been watching Buzz fight over and over. So I kind of watched it the other day, and what I think he needs to do, just a little bit of movement, little bit more boxing, and not just standing there. He got off good shots and then stood there for the receipt. So it's just offense and transition in the defense, pretty much using his jab and controlling a little bit of distance a little bit more. You know what I mean? And if they fight in the phone booth, he needs to do it on his terms. So
Yeah.
it's just little small changes that he needs to make. And Billy is going to be in Billy. I don't
Yeah.
see him changing up. It'll be the same way, same exact thing. We got the more skillful fighter because Lester can box. He showed he showed his good offensive arsenal, but as far as boxing on the outside, he can do that. He can fight mid range. He can fight inside. Like Lester's a lot more than what you saw.
Yeah,
And
because I mean, he got drawn into a firefight, which
yeah,
we loved. But if he can just stick and move and win that way, and
it can move a
why
little
not?
more, not the whole time.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
whole
Mix it
time.
up.
Just box a little bit. Just how Bud boxed Canelo a little bit, moved a little bit, fought in the pocket a little bit, used the jab, like just be versatile. It's just be a little bit more versatile and be more with his defense. Just be more focused on his defense a little bit more, and he should get that victory over Mbilli the second time for sure.
That would be an excellent fight. And now, Steven So Cold Nelson, Santana. I didn't get to see the fight because I was still en route. I didn't realize when I watched it back, it was this first round like stoppage. What happened? He just got caught with the right hand, and
He got
did you see that it was too early of a stoppage? Was he hurt?
Yeah, he got caught with a right hand, and he got hurt. And Santana slid in through a flurry of punches, and I don't think that the ref gave him a chance. I thought that he was actually standing in to call it a knockdown, which I would have been okay with because he fell into the ropes.
Hmm.
But he wasn't down. He still had his wits about him. He had his hands up.
Mm.
But I think it was too premature of a stoppage, and that's unfortunate for Steve because he worked hard for 3 months or four, right along with Terence, and for that to happen, that's unfortunate.
And well, I know Steve will always bounce back. It was an excellent night, and love the fight fit that he had and Terence Crawford had, the whole ring walk. I had no idea. At first, I'm like, why is Bud walking out with the guitar? Like I was so confused. Like, okay, and then I'm like Desperado. Like it kind of like flew over everyone's head, but it was a great night. You just mentioned Chris Eubank Jr. You're going to be flying out. When do you leave? You're going to Dubai for is this the one? No, a different fight.
It'll be yeah, it'll the training camp will be in Dubai. I'm in
Nice.
Omaha right now. We got a parade next week, the 27th. So I'm just gonna stay here. There's no point for me to fly all the
Oh,
way there and then
yeah.
right back. So I had to come home. I had to come home and handle some business, get my taxes done and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and stuff like that. So I needed to come home. Otherwise, I would have went with them. But then the parade came up. It's just like it's no point to go out there and then come right back. I don't like flying anyway, so it's like I don't want to do that. I want
Oh,
I don't want to do any kind of extra flying that I got. Then I have to. So
I was gonna say collect the mileage, but if you don't like to fly, then it doesn't. You're like, never mind. Oh,
uh,
that's cool that they're gonna have a victory parade for him. That's you know what? Omaha comes out, they represent, and they love Terence Crawford. I mean, I
Sure.
just saw, the people that were watching, I saw on social media, they had like block parties. They had like big pop-up screens and just had chairs and just had a party in like their neighborhood block or on the street. And that's when boxing is back, like in that sense, because that's how it was done back in the day. Or like you're holding, back in the day, you're holding your antenna. There's people watching this like, what's that? Rabbit antenna.
Hey, shout out to Turkey All the Sheep, man. Shout out
That's
to Turkey All the Sheep
that
because
was
I don't want to put the blame. I don't want to put no blame on nobody, but all of the promoters, all of the networks, they're all to blame. These fans, these casual ass fans, and the fighters, they're all to blame for the when boxing was starting to decline because of the promotional beefs and even not even promotional beefs because Bud was on top rank and Manny Pacquiao was on top rank and they still never fought. So you can't even say, well, it's top ranked BBC, Golden Boy, they wasn't doing this and that because there was some stuff in the house that should have been done that wasn't done. So you got to put the blame on the game. You know,
yeah.
they allowed YouTubers to come in and and make bank and make better cards than what they was making. So it's just like,
Yeah.
if you got to put some blame, like, and I'm not mad at it. I'm just what I. It's just my opinion. It's. I'm not mad at it. It's just my opinion.
Is you just mentioned Manny Pacquiao because they always said Bud had to go cross the street, like on the other side of the street. Him and Spence, they made it work. Manny Pacquiao, he was with Top Rank and now he's with PBC. Is that a fight? Maybe Crawford, I mean, Crawford's big right now. He's 168. Is that a fight for Manny Pacquiao that he would still like on his resume? I mean,
I don't know.
Manny's still fighting. So apparently, he's possibly fighting in December, possibly against Rolly for a belt. But
I don't know. I can't
would you
say
want to see that?
personally. No. I mean, he's no.
Okay.
While in 2015, I want to see it. You know, between that time period, 2015 to before he fought Ugas. You know, I wanted
Hmm.
to see it. You know what I mean? So for now, for it, I mean, I can't say that it wouldn't happen. You know, who knows? Who knows what could happen? I never thought Bud and Canelo would happen. I never thought in a million years that fight would take place. So I can't say what will take place. My personal feelings about Manny Pacquiao right now is no. Like I don't know what that does for us.
For us. Okay. Lastly, Eubank, you're going to be going there. I just saw that, Eubank Bend 2 is going to be happening, and Eubank is not agreeing to a rehydration clause. I don't like rehydration clauses because and Eubank looked like the last fight.
Yeah,
Like I wanted to just feed him some water.
it's dangerous. Hydration clause is dangerous.
It's very dangerous. The
It's
brain.
yeah, the water on your brain and all that. Like people don't take that into consideration. I don't even know why that should be outlawed. If you fight a person at their certain weight, then that's the way. If they want to try to eliminate like size advantages or weight bullying or whatever, make same day weigh-ins, bring same day
Yes.
weigh-ins back if they want to do that. But a rehydration clause, that is ridiculous. That is super ridiculous. It's super inconvenient. It's like it's too much.
And in the UK, I'm not, when you use a sauna, that's illegal. Like, how else are you supposed to lose the weight? Because if you have these rehydration clauses, and I don't know, I'm just stating. But okay, but yeah, I'm curious to see how you guys are going to prepare Eubank for this fight because the first one it was so fucking good.
It was a good fight, and that's
So
a
good.
coach. I don't want a good fight. I want to dominate and it to be one sided. That's what
You
I
need
want.
a victory. Someone needs to win, and
Yeah,
it
I
could be
don't.
you. Yeah.
But as a fan, I'm sitting at home watching it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But going into his camp, like we got to tighten up, like tighten that defense up, taking all them shots, and you know what I mean. Like it's yeah, he's gonna tighten up for this next one for sure.
I mean, the last fight, who won that night? Chris Eubank Sr. with his arrival. I
Oh
mean, that was the moment
yeah,
father and son reunited. I'm like,
that
this
was
is a
dope.
movie. It was a
That
movie.
was like WWE.
Yeah.
That,
And then he's
that was
just like,
like
his dance, whatever his,
yeah. And the
so,
guy
but
guy that was announcing, he sounded like a WWE announcer. He was like, "Oh my God, look who pulled up! Oh my God!" Like that made it more cinematic. I love that moment, and I'm glad that they was able to reconcile. You know what I mean? And he was there for him for that historic moment, both for the fight
Yeah.
there and
Yeah.
the
It's a thing of
walkout.
beauty.
The walkouts was dope. Yeah, everything about it. That just watching it at home, I bet the atmosphere was crazy because UK fans are like no other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so I know that arena was popping, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to go see it when I get out there.
You guys are gonna have so much fun. When is that fight? Oh,
November 13th. I think it's
okay. Coach Red Spikes, the whole team, congratulations once again. Hopefully, we get to get you back and say congratulations on the big Eubank Ben rematch. But we shall see. I want to see how you guys get him tightened up. And let's see how if Chris Eubank Sr. is in the mix because he is there. Today, happy birthday, Chris Eubank, my fellow Virgo brother. Today's his birthday, Junior. So all right, Coach Red, I appreciate you. It was really great chatting with you about the post-fight reaction, your whole post-win. When is this parade in Omaha? Because you never know, people might come out, fly
it's
out, and go hang
the
out.
27th. It's the 27th. What is that? A Friday?
It's a Saturday.
Okay, it's a Saturday then, and it's that's good. People will be off work, so it's a Saturday. It's at 10 a.m. downtown Omaha, 19th and Farnham. It's gonna be.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody was there for the Aerosmith parade, but
What do you mean? It was busy. The Errol Spence parade.
no, we
People
had
were
the.
there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm just saying like this was gonna be huge. I think this was gonna be amazing, and
Does Terence have a day out there, like Terence Bud Crawford Day, or
he
else?
does. It's the same day as Lil Terrence's birthday. I can't remember. It's May something. I can't remember what Lil T's birthday is.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
think it's the same day as his son's, the junior's birthday.
You guys enjoy doing your taxes. That's fun. Because Uncle Sam knows, oh, they had a big fight on Netflix.
They,
Can't
they
hide
don't know
from that.
they don't know what's in my wallet though.
That's true.
Just
Bare
because
minimum.
blood made a certain
Bare
amount.
minimum.
What
You're like,
else?
I was just an assistant. I was just there, just holding something. That's so funny. Oh, and then also shout out to Snack. He got Bud ready. He is a snack fighter. I'm a snack influencer, but this all the stuff he got, and Uncle Victor. Do you have a message for Uncle Victor?
No, I just thank you. Thank you for helping my brother, helping the team, get us these victories and making history, behind the snack brand.
Get well, get better, get well, safe recovery. Uncle Victor, we are praying for you. Prayers up. Okay, on that note, I appreciate your time, Coach Red Spikes. On to the next fight. I cannot wait to see what you, BoMac, and Saul will have in store. And I cannot wait to see what the new three-division undisputed champ is up to next. All right, Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Coach Red. I'm Cynthia Conte for the Best Women's Boxing Show, period. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.